What's up? Welcome back. Let's talk sports. Kanoa and Jordan here in the house. Maui's ESPN, ESPNMaui.com. Also available via the ESPN and Simple radio apps. Well, we were holding out hope that we would have a chance to talk with the World Series champ, Kurt Suzuki, Maui's own, Wailuku's own, Baldwin's own. And it's been a busy, crazy day. Obviously, that comes with the territory of being the champs, right? As you start getting pulled in all kinds of different directions. They're planning parades, White House trips, all this stuff. And so carving out a little time for us right now is none other than Kurt Suzuki, who joins us via the phone line. Kurt, how's it going, man?
Good. Everything's good, man.
I imagine so.
Yeah, super busy, but it's awesome.
Yeah, just give us a sense of what the last 48 hours or so have been like. What the last couple of days entailed?
Oh, man, so we just been obviously we just got in last night. We flew out of Houston last night, but after the game, we had a team party and, just we got in. I think we got back to the hotel at like 2 in the morning, so it was crazy. We flew out, we got in last night, and today just went to the field and kind of got some stuff together, interviews and things like that. And we got the parade tomorrow. We got the hockey, the Capitals hockey game on Sunday, and then the White House on Monday. So it's been kind of crazy.
How does it feel, though? I mean, all of this busyness obviously comes with being the champ. Do you mind it at all? Does it feel good? Like what's going through you emotionally right now?
Oh man, I don't mind this one bit. This is awesome. I still can't believe that I'm a World Series champion. It hasn't sunk in yet, really. I think once kind of the dust settles and we kind of get home and start enjoying the off season, it'll kind of kick in. But right now, it's just kind of surreal, man. I'm just kind of like just trying to enjoy the moment, everything that comes with it.
Hey, Kurt, Jordan here again, and yeah, man, I can't imagine the whirlwind that it has been. Take us inside the clubhouse after you guys get off the field, the trophy presentation. But I'm kind of curious, man, what was the chaos like in the locker room, in the clubhouse with the champagne celebration as that unfolded?
Oh, I mean, we were going nuts. The first of the wild card division series and LCS, and it was crazy. This was a lot more crazier than that. I mean, everybody knew that this was it. Last game of the season, we just became world champions, the best team in baseball. I mean, champagne, beer. I mean, everything was getting sprayed everywhere, and guys are going nuts. And it was a fun time.
We're talking with World Series champ, Baldwin graduate Kurt Suzuki. You were in the lineup initially for that Game 7 and then a late scratch. Can you give us an idea of what you were experiencing and how difficult that must have been for you to not be able to go with it all on the line and your boy Max Scherzer on the mound?
Yeah, that was probably the toughest baseball decision I've made in my career, where my hip just wasn't responding to the treatment that we were doing. And I mean, we did everything that we possibly could to get that hip right, and it just wasn't responding. And I just felt like if I went out there at less than 100% or just even capable of playing and cost the team the game because I was worried about my hip, then I wouldn't have been able to live with that for the rest of my life. And especially with my teammates, you got 24 other guys in the clubhouse vying to win a World Series, and I didn't want my ego to get in the way of messing it up for everybody. So I told him that I couldn't go. I talked to Scherz, and he said, "I love you, bro." He said, "We got this." He goes, "It's all good. We got it." And Gomer came up to me and was like, "I'll take care of this. Don't worry about it. We got you, and we're good." So, I mean, that's kind of how we've been all year. We're like a family. We're brothers, and we pick each other up, and it was pretty cool.
No, that's awesome insight. When you were in there, you definitely left a big impact. Take us back to Game 2, the homer off of Verlander, man. What'd you see, and what was that moment like for you?
Yeah, obviously the postseason hasn't been too kind to me offensively, but when you're in the postseason, all that kind of stuff kind of goes out the window. As a catcher, your main focus is to get these pitchers through the game, and offense is second. And, in that moment, obviously I had some pretty good numbers off Verlander. I faced him a lot throughout my career. And, just kind of trying to help the team, just trying to get a rally started right there in the 7th inning. It got kind of late, game's tied. I hit that ball, and honestly, I haven't hit a ball like that, felt like, for 3 weeks. And when it went out, I couldn't believe I was like in shock. It was like my first homer in my career. I was in shock, and it went out. I was running around. I said, man, I can't believe I just hit a homer in the World Series to put the team up, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I can assure you the yells from Maui, you might have heard them when that ball left the yard, as a lot of us back home were pretty ecstatic. I know you guys sort of preach, hey, go 1-0 today, and you're focused a game at a time. But kind of looking back at just how crazy this 7-game series unfolded. 4 wins on the road. The Astros get 3 on the road in your house. Just how crazy was it the way that this thing unfolded, or were you guys just kind of unfazed as it unfolded the way it did?
I don't know about, unfazed for sure, but, we weren't expecting to go 0-3 at home, that's for sure. But, it's just one of those things where it happens. It's baseball. You guys have been around baseball for a long time. You see some wacky things that happen. You just you make an adjustment. You go with the flow, and, we lost 3 at home, and we still had 1 left, and we had Strauss and potentially Scherzer to pitch game 6 and 7, and we couldn't have felt any better than that. And we went back to Houston, and Strauss dominated, and we came out game 7 and came back on these guys and put it on them, and we won. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, what's going on in the dugout as, Zach Greinke is just mowing the lineup down, and you guys are struggling to get guys on base. He has basically a one-hitter through 6 innings, and then finally gets touched by Anthony Rendon. But leading up to that, what's stirring up in the dugout? Is there conversation? Is there talk? Is there a feeling of concern? What was it like for you guys?
Obviously, he was dealing. He was really good that night. But, honestly, it felt like we were in that situation so many times this postseason that we were just like biding our time, honestly. And we weren't nervous. We were just like, okay, it's going to change here soon. We just got to keep it close, and, we'll come back. We've been in this position too many times. And once Rendon hit that homer, it was like, okay, boys, here come the floodgates now. Let's go. And we just started putting it on them, and it was just like just biding our time, just keeping us close, and we knew we were going to come back and score for some. It felt like it was just meant to be, man. We just felt that feeling we're going to come back and win, and we did.
It definitely feels a team of destiny type of story playing out here for this season. The Nationals winning the World Series championship. And you joined the pantheon of Hawaii-born baseball players to win a World Series. But your situation is actually unique. First off, you're the first ever Hawaii-born major leaguer to hit a World Series homer. You also have a Major League Baseball World Series to go along with your college World Series. How do you even begin to reflect upon all of that?
It's crazy, man. It's kind of like when I was in college and we won the World Series. I was just kind of in awe and in shock, just dreaming of that as a young kid going to a college and win the World Series. And then once you get drafted, your dream of is to get to the big leagues and win a World Series. And to have done both, I feel very blessed to be in this spot and be on 2 World Series teams, one in the major leagues, one in the college. It hasn't really sunk in yet, man. I'm just so blessed to be a part of 2 great teams, one in college and one in the big leagues. And, I'm very proud of everything that happened, and, it's a pretty surreal moment.
Yeah, we joked on the show that we can't wait to watch you coach one of your youngsters to a Little League World Series championship, and then we'll have the Triple Crown for you there. But speaking of your family, have you had a chance to kind of share the moment? What's that been like, sharing it, with your wife and your kids? I know your parents are there as well, but what's it been like sharing it with the fam?
Oh man, it was pretty awesome. They've been troopers all season long, all my career, 13 years of grinding, flying back and forth, missing school, starting school late nights after games, and they made the World Series. They came to every game, and they've been out of school for a long time. I don't think they're too upset about just school, and just to be able to kind of celebrate with them on the field, and and have my wife, have Renee there, and for her to experience this and to just kind of feel that joy because she's in the fight with me every game throughout my whole career. She's been there, and to reach the pinnacle moment like this was awesome. And my family was in California at the time and going nuts. Obviously, my parents they were at the World Series when we won in college, and they're in California this time, but they were so proud, and I couldn't have been blessed to have such great parents to bring me up and teach me, allow me to
when it comes to your family, and we've kind of said this a few times, like it couldn't have happened to a better guy, couldn't have happened to a better guy from a better family, and so that is legit for sure. How much time have you had to spend with the trophy?
We took pictures with the trophy. I don't know, I think they have a bunch of trophies, but the one they gave us looks like it's been through some wars already. We got some flags loose and things like that, and we were just kind of making sure we said, like, hey, this is not the real trophy, right? They were like, no, this is the one we just give you guys to party with. Don't worry. So we're like, okay, good, because that thing, just the champagne, the beer, people carrying it, and we took pictures with it on the plane. They were passing it back, and flags were loose, and things were coming off. We're like, oh, gosh. But, carrying that trophy, you're just kind of in shock. You're like, man, it's the World Series trophy. This is amazing.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing. We're talking with World Series champion Kurt Suzuki. So how much, you have all of this to soak in now. How much do you allow yourself to just kind of live this thing out and this incredible achievement? And when do you start thinking, all right, what's next? 13 years now in the bigs, you have reached the pinnacle here in this moment. When do you start paying that attention?
Well, I think I thought about that a few years ago. But now it's just like, you just soak it all in. And, obviously I got next year with Washington again, and you try to go out there and you obviously want to win again, but after that, obviously you want to speak to your family. There's a lot of big decisions that need to be made, and we'll see where everybody's at after next year. When the time comes, we'll have that conversation, sit down and talk, and see what everybody's feelings is, and make a family decision from there.
That's pretty cool. I like the idea already. We're talking about, you being there next season. Things could change a little bit. Strasburg could opt out. Anthony Rendon is a free agent. What are you anticipating with this very special group here going forward?
It changes every year. Teams change every year. Obviously, we understand that it's a business, but we feel that the Nationals, as a team and ownership, they want to keep, some of the guys here that have been an integral part of this team around and keep that kind of core around for a while too. But at the same time, we understand it's a business. Guys make family decisions based on their family and what's best for their family. So whatever happens. We know that the owners and the front office here love to win, so we know they're going to put a winning team on the field, and you just got to trust that everything will work itself out.
Well, again, so happy for you, man. We're all proud of you back here on Maui, and we can't wait to see you in person when you come home, and congratulate you in person. Well done, my man. Awesome achievement. Enjoy every moment of it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, take care, Kurt.
All right.
Kurt Suzuki, world champion, joining us here on Let's Talk Sports. Now, we were hoping to carve out that segment at noon. Kurt texted during that last break, like perfect timing, said he could go right now, so we jumped right on with him. For those who maybe joined that interview late, we will replay it in the second hour. We have shuffled a few things around here in hour number 2. So what we're going to do is we'll take a break. We still have one more segment here before the top of the hour break. Brian McInnes will join us at noon to talk a little UH hoops. They just played an exhibition against Chaminade the other night. They open their season in the Rainbow Classic next week. So we'll get BMAC on, give ourselves a little bit of time between the live interview with Kurt, and what we will do is we will replay the Kurt Suzuki interview in hour number 2 somewhere at the bottom of the hour. So once again, thanks to Kurt Suzuki for jumping on with us, saying he's going to be there next year. So that's a pretty cool thing to hear. The team may change, some of the personnel may change, some of that vibe may change, but you know what? that's neither here nor there right now. They're the champs.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah, that's right. Let's just